Hi everyone. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. I am Carmen Moses, your drama mama. I know you're seeing my face and not my hands, but we're going to be doing a lot of talking about stuff. And I'm sorry, that was one of my action figures that's hanging right in front of the camera because I'm super professional. Oh my god. So we're gonna have some fun today. We're going to do a little bit of show and tell like I do at the beginning of my videos. Please share this video so people will see how great I look in purple lipstick. I'm kidding. But yeah, I am the drama teacher and performing arts director at the Jesse Norman School of the Arts. Whoopsh. Oh wait, logo's on the side. Whoopsh. So yeah, let's get into it. I've got, like I said, I've got some fun stuff, and I've actually got a confession to make. I was not always cool. I need you guys to know this. So as I've said before in previous videos, my office is actually in my childhood bedroom, and we were using it for storage. So I was pulling stuff out and cleaning and going through stuff. I found my first pair of glasses. Give me a second. Okay. Found my first pair of glasses. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for this? I know. It's pretty bad. So these were my first pair of glasses ever. So this is my Throwback Thursday for today. And I saw them and I was like, ugh. So I've always kind of had trouble with glasses. You know, they used to be, super expensive. You know, I'd break them and have to super glue them back together. And, we didn't always have a whole lot. So it was always hard when we had to get glasses. It's like, sometimes $200 a pop. So I would just only have one pair at a time. And when I was older and I had a job, I went to like some sort of retreat or something with work to a beach, and I lost the only pair of glasses that I had, and I got really sunburned. So I was so miserable because I couldn't see. So after that, I kind of became obsessed, which is why anytime you see me, you're going to see me with glasses. I have 15 pairs of glasses that I wanted to show you, so I'm just going to go through them really quickly. So these are rainbow, white polka dot, red polka dot, Piet Mondrian inspired, brown but cute, and they have a little inspirational message on the side. It says "Viva la vida," which means live life for the sake of living. I've got the pink ones, they're purple. More pink ones, wacky heart-shaped ones, little red ovals, cute cat eye. And then these have like a little sunglasses thing on them. So it's like a little clip thing. So you can take that off and then boom. So I've become a little obsessed with ordering glasses online. And oh wait, forgot one. I've got these. I've got one pair that's in my travel bag that I couldn't find. So this is, how some people are with purses or shoes? That's how I am with glasses. So, and they're all relatively inexpensive, which is, I think the least expensive pair I have is like $6 or $7. And I have a pretty terrible eyesight. So I just wanted to share that with you because it just gave me a chuckle, going from this to this. And where did my rainbow glasses go? Okay, hold on. Wait for it. Okay. So far, this is my favorite pair. So this is what we're going to wear today. Another thing I really want to share with you guys, I'm super, super excited. And I hope I'm pronouncing everything correctly. But I just got this book in the mail. I got the digital copy and the physical copy of this book by Malik Shabazz. So I'm super, super excited about this book. It's called How to Draw Black People, and it is it's just going to be an invaluable resource. I'm so stoked to have this in my library now. Everything from color tones to shapes to body types. Like this is gold here. So I'm super, super excited about having this book. And I'm hoping to share it with my students too, and share it with our art teacher. But this is just it's just phenomenal. So thank you so much, Malik. I'm so excited about reading this book. I started reading it digitally, but there's something about having a physical book in my hands that. So if you guys get a chance to check this book out, it's It's great. Anatomy, skin tones, hair, just super stoked. So I wanted to give a shout out to the art of Malik Shabazz today because I was very excited about that book. So please support your artists in their endeavors because you know because art. I don't have any better way to say it. So today we're going to get into Romeo and Juliet, the script. I'm going to pull up the PDF for us to look at, but I'm also going to be annotating on my copy so that I could kind of show you guys how I dissect things and some of the methods that I found successful in dissecting information that we're reading. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you have any questions or comments, please shout out. But we are going to be going over Romeo and Juliet. If you're just joining us, and if you are just joining us, say hello. And you missed my cavalcade of trying on all my glasses for my Throwback Thursday today. These were the originals. You imagine a little sixth grade Miss Carmen in these, but all right. So let's get into some Romeo and Juliet. Let's get this added here. So let's start from the beginning, which is where we should start things from, I think. So this is The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. This is edited by Barbara A. Mowat and Paul Werstein. So you can get this here. You can get a copy of this here, folderdigitaltext.org. There's also a copy in the JNSA drama group. So if you haven't joined the JNSA drama group, it's facebook.com/group/jnsa.drama. Drama and music are both in that group. We also have some great guitar lessons and some other really awesome stuff. So check that out. Also, if you have any issues with distance learning, I know we're coming to the end of the year here, but if there's anything that you need at all, K through 12, we have tutors available at JNSA Academy. So let's go ahead and get into Romeo and Juliet. Let me get this banner off real quick. Okay. All right, so we are going to start where we should start, which is the beginning. All right, and we are going to read and discuss. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please shout out. All right, so from the director of the Folger Shakespeare Library, it's hard to imagine a world without Shakespeare. Since their composition 400 years ago, Shakespeare's plays and poems have traveled the globe, inviting those who see and read his works to make them their own. Readers of the new Folger editions are part of this ongoing process of taking up Shakespeare, finding our own thoughts and feelings in language that strikes us as old or unusual, and for that very reason, new. Which we're going to really dig into that, things that we've kind of find outdated or unusual, and we're going to find ways to translate that into modern language. That's the purpose of our Romeo and Juliet study project. And these things are new to us. You know, I'll read, like old English insults, and I'm like, really? That's that's what people called each other. It's a lot nicer than we are now. All right, so we'll keep going here. We still struggle to keep up with a writer who could think a mile a minute, whose words paint pictures that shift like clouds. These expertly edited texts are presented to the public as a resource for study, artistic adaptation, and enjoyment. By making the classic texts of the new Folger editions available in electronic form as Folger digital texts, we place it a trusted resource in the hands of anybody who wants them. Thank you. We appreciate that. I know I've got a physical copy somewhere around in my house, but being able to access this quickly and share it with you guys is an invaluable resource. So thank you, Folger Shakespeare Library. All right, let's keep going here. There we go. The new Folger editions of Shakespeare's plays, which are the basis for text realized here in digital form, are special because of their origin. The Folger Shakespeare Library in Washington, D.C. is the single greatest documentary source of Shakespeare's works. I am totally drooling over that right now. I love books and documents and old things, so I would love to actually visit this library. An unparalleled collection of early modern books, manuscripts, and artworks connected to Shakespeare. The Folgers holdings have been consulted extensively in the preparation of these texts. The editions also reflect the expertise gained through the regular performance of Shakespeare's works and the Folgers Elizabethan theater. I am coming up with a bucket list as we read this because there's a bunch of things just in those few paragraphs that I would really like to do. I want to express my deep thanks to the editors Barbara Mowat and Paul Werstein for creating these indispensable editions of Shakespeare's works, which incorporate the best of textual scholarship with a richness of commentary that is both inspired and engaging. Readers who want to know more about Shakespeare and his plays can follow the paths these distinguished scholars have tread by visiting the Folger either in person or online, where a range of physical and digital resources exist to supplement the materials in these texts. I commend to you these words and hope that they inspire. Michael Whitmore, the director of the Folger Shakespeare Library. So I think before we get into it, I kind of want to take a little virtual field trip here. So let's go to the website. Let me see if it'll link me from this PDF. If not, we'll just type. So I'm going to switch the window here. So bear with me just a moment. I'll let you look at my face. Why not? So let's get off of this window and we are going to check out the Folger Shakespeare Library online. So let's see what kind of goodies they have here. Whoa, this is exciting. Oh yeah. We're going to get into this a lot more in future videos. This is really exciting. So Folger Shakespeare Library, you can read the full text of Shakespeare's plays, sonnets, and poems for free. Oh, that's so exciting. We'll also learn more about Shakespeare's language, life, and the world he knew. And that's going to be really, really important as we're going through the text of Romeo and Juliet is context. What's happening as these things are being written? How are they performed? What I don't want to say limitations, but what limitations did they have that maybe we don't have now, or what limitations do we have that maybe they didn't? So there's a lot we're going to discuss in the coming weeks here. Let's see here. So we have all the plays. Read. So many. This is awesome. And you can listen to them. Oh, okay. So this is going in my collection. I love audiobooks because sometimes just with all the things going on, it's really hard to just have a moment to sit. So I've really gotten into audiobooks while I'm, working on an art piece or something like that. Like I can kind of separate my brain a little bit and listen. So that's really exciting. Woo, very cool. And what else do we have here? Download. You can download Shakespeare's poems, sonnets, and plays, which is exciting. Oh, so awesome. Citations. So this is really awesome. If there's anybody who is in English classes, college or high school level, anything like that, they have the MLA citation, which is really awesome. The APA citation references, and a bunch of other ones that I have never had to use. So this is really invaluable and very much appreciated. Because when you're doing papers and stuff like that, citing can be a little bit, it can be tricky. I'm not going to say it's difficult, but I will say it's tricky. Listen, audio recordings of the Folger Shakespeare. Oh my goodness. Some of the ones I really want to listen to. This is really exciting. So I may hit up that Romeo and Juliet later and maybe play it in my sleep so I can have Shakespeare dreams. Okay. All right, so that is the Folger Library website. I'll go ahead and include that link in the drama group if you want to check out for more information on that. And we're going to flip back here, again, the face. We're going to flip back here to our actual text. So let me get that going. Try to get my background looking nice so you guys wouldn't have to see all my junk. All right, cool. So we should be back here on the text. So let's scroll back down. We're going to read the introduction here. Do I have the introduction on my printed copy? I do. So I'm going to put it on here for you guys so that you can read along, and I'll be highlighting on my copy here. Okay. Until now, with the release of the Folger digital text, readers in search of free online Shakespeare's plays had to be content primarily with using the Moby text, which reproduces a late 19th century version of the plays. What is the difference? Many ordinary readers assume that there is a single text for the plays, what Shakespeare wrote. But Shakespeare's plays were not published the way modern novels or plays are published today as a single authoritative text. That is really important to note there. Yes, in some cases, the plays have come down to us in multiple published versions, represented by various quartos and by the great collection put together by his colleagues in 1623 called the First Folio. There are, for example, 3 very different versions of Hamlet, 2 of King Lear, Henry V, Romeo and Juliet, and others. Editors choose which version to use as their base text and then amend that text with words, lines, or speech prefixes from the other versions that, in their judgment, make for a better or more accurate text. So I don't know about you guys, but I actually learned something new today because I didn't realize that any of this was going on. I figured, Shakespeare wrote it, we got it, we're good. So that's really exciting. And I know I say exciting a lot, but I'm a super nerd, so all this stuff just, if I had a tail, I'd be wagging it. Other editorial decisions involve choices about whether an unfamiliar word could be understood in light of other writings of the period or whether it should be changed. Decisions about words that made it into Shakespeare's text by accident through 400 years of printings and misprinting. And even decisions based on cultural preference and taste. When the Moby text was created, for example, it was deemed improper and indecent for Miranda to chastise Caliban for having attempted to rape her. See The Tempest 1.2, a bored slave, which any print of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill, I pitied thee. All Shakespeare editors at the time took the speech away from her and gave it to her father, Prospero. The editors of the Moby Shakespeare produced their text long before scholars fully understood the proper grounds on which to make the thousands of decisions that Shakespeare editors face. The Folger Library Shakespeare editions, on which the Folger digital texts depend, make this editorial process as nearly transparent as possible in contrast to older texts, like the Moby, which hide editorial interventions. The reader of the Folger Shakespeare knows where the text has been altered because editorial interventions are signaled by square brackets. For example, from Othello, if she in chains of magic were not bound. Half square brackets, for example, from Henry V, with blood and sword and fire to win your right. Or angle brackets. Ooh, a lot of brackets going on here. Let's see here. Angle brackets, for example, from Hamlet. Oh, farewell, honest soldier. Who hath relieved you? At any point in the text, you can hover your cursor over bracket for more information. What a time to be alive, the digital age. Because the Folger digital text, my dog's coming up and begging for attention. I love you too, Daisy. Because the Folger digital texts are edited in accord with 21st century knowledge about Shakespeare's text, the Folger here provides them to readers, scholars, teachers, actors, directors, and students free of charge, confident of their quality as texts of the plays, and pleased to be able to make this contribution to the study and enjoyment of Shakespeare. Good stuff. All right, so now we are going to get into the synopsis. I'm actually going to go and I'm going to highlight a couple of things here. About what we read, because that was, like I said, I learned something new. I didn't realize there were so many different versions. So that's cool. All right, so let's go into our synopsis here. Take my little paperclip off there. Synopsis. All right, and if you give me just a second to have a drink of water here, because I talk a lot, but not usually this much, and especially not at home. All right, so let's look at the synopsis here. I'm trying to get it all like on one screen. There we go. Kind of, maybe. I'll just use the arrow button. Okay. Synopsis. prologue of Romeo and Juliet calls the title character star-crossed lovers. I'll highlight star-crossed lovers there. And the stars do seem to conspire against these young lovers. Romeo is a Montague and Juliet is a Capulet. Their families are enmeshed in a feud from the moment they meet. When Romeo and his friends attend a party at Juliet's house in disguise, the two fall in love and quickly decide that they want to be married. Never had that experience before. A friar secretly marries them, hoping to end the feud. Romeo and his companions almost immediately encounter Juliet's cousin Tybalt, who challenges Romeo. When Romeo refuses to fight, Romeo's friend Mercutio accepts the challenge and is killed. Romeo then kills Tybalt and is banished. He spends that night with Juliet and then leaves for Mantua. Juliet's father forces her into a marriage with Count Paris. To avoid this marriage, Juliet takes a potion given her by the friar that makes her appear dead. The friar will send Romeo word to be at her family tomb when she awakes. The plan goes awry, and Romeo learns instead that she is dead. In the tomb, Romeo kills himself. Juliet wakes, sees his body, and commits suicide. Their deaths appear finally to end the feud. So let's go. And again, I'm checking the comments and stuff, so please feel free to comment with discussion questions or anything like that, or just say hello, and I'll make sure you're featured. And there's a couple of people I wanted to thank, but now I can't remember. So Yelena Johnson, Felice Hester, and Jada. I can't remember your last name. You're always liking my videos, and that made me so happy the other day. So Jada, if you're out there, please say hello. That way I can tell everyone how awesome you are. So thank you guys who have been following. If you're just joining us, we are looking through the actual text of Romeo and Juliet, and you missed my demonstration of all 15 pairs of my glasses. So we just went over the synopsis, which we're all pretty familiar with the text there, and we are going to go here and discuss characters. Give me 1 second. I'm actually looking up the people that have liked the videos before, because I said I was going to give them a shout out and I was going to write them down, and then I didn't do that because I got distracted. So take a look real quick. Oh, Brandon Dawson, thank you for liking our videos as well. Let me give everybody a shout out because I feel like it. It is that day. It's the day of the shout out. And I'm gonna put myself on camera so you guys can see how dorky I look trying to figure out my Facebook app, because it's like you use it every day and then you kind of just don't know how it works. It's just like, wait a minute, what have I been doing this whole time? Okay, I'm gonna go to Pages. Gosh darn it! I said I was gonna thank everybody, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Miss Chi-Chi, I see you liking some of our videos. Thank you. Let's see here. Who's been liking our videos? Jada Reynolds. That's who it was. So thank you, Jada, for tuning into the drama cast. I see you. I thank you. Thank you guys for the support, because I know everyone's kind of feeling off right now. I know I am. So I appreciate everyone giving us their support. And if there's anything that we can do to support you, let us know. If you just want to chit chat, I'm available. Let's see here. Who else? I suppose I could be doing this on here so you guys can see, huh? I tend to go on tangents a little bit, so feel pardoned. And we're going to share the screen again. Boop, 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 boop. Share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Facebook. So let's see. Brandon Dawson, thank you. Just because I feel like it. What's up, Scott Seidel? Karen Gordon, hello. I'm going to go through all the people that have liked the videos, and I'm going to say hi to them, and I'm going to say thank you, because I am so appreciative. Miranda, thank you for liking our art instruction photo. haven't gotten a chance to catch that lesson, but I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see here. All right, thank you. Let's see here. Rodney Real, Michael J. Walton, hello, thank you. Al Jones, Felice, I love you, I miss you. Say hi to Madison for me. You know, Kenneth Mack, thank you. I've seen you like a few videos here and there. Shakia Chanel. Who else? Who else can I think? I'm feeling a lot of gratitude today. So I think I may compose a list later and make sure I thank you all for supporting JNSA and for watching and being patient with our stumbles and our missteps. I made the joke a few videos ago that I told myself I would never, ever, ever do Facebook Live, but here we are. And I'm enjoying it a little bit. I'm not going to admit that I'm enjoying it, but maybe. I will tell you though, I'm so ready to get back into my classroom. I miss my students. So if you're out there, say hello. I miss you guys. I'll probably check in a little bit later. So let's go back to Romeo and Juliet. If you're just joining us, I went through a round of thank yous. So thank you for watching and supporting and commenting and asking questions and all that sort of stuff. You're all appreciated so much. So we're going to get back into Romeo and Juliet and discuss characters. And then we'll start a little bit on it today. And then tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. And I'm feeling like I want to get into some artistic stuff. So we'll see. I always say I'm going to do something, you know, because as I'm actually a visual artist and a photographer outside of being a drama teacher, which is what I went to school for. So I always say, oh, I'm going to do one of my other projects on Friday. And I never do. I always end up continuing what we've got going on in drama. So we'll see. I do have a mask that I want to work on. So maybe I'll work on this one tomorrow. It's broken. And I really like things that are broken because I like repurposing them and seeing how I could make them, you know, whole or, you know, more beautiful again. Or so we're actually going to be sanding this down, I think, and creating something interesting. I've got some ideas. This is kind of a strange plastic material, but we may do that tomorrow. If there's something that you want to see me cover, please let me know. So back to Shakespeare. Let's look at characters again. All right, so we need to start just using the arrow keys. So Romeo, we've got Romeo. We know about Romeo. That's the guy. Montague, his father. So Daddy Montague. Lady Montague, his mother. Benvolio, their kinsman. We'll have to go a little bit further and look up exactly what we mean by kinsman. I'm going to make the assumption right now that it is just a family member, a cousin, something like that. But it could also be a close friend. So we'll see. Abram, a Montague serving man, and Balthasar, Romeo's serving man. So that's another thing that I'm going to just make a note here. So kinsman and serving man. And what I do when I am going over any kind of text, I take notes, and anything that you're unfamiliar with, definitely take a note of that so you can look them up and define them later. Because, you know, I don't know what a serving man is. I don't have one of those. And I'm not sure what kinsman means in that particular context. So we're going to look those up in a little bit. Juliet. So that covers the Romeo family. Juliet, Capulet, her father. So Daddy Capulet, Lady Capulet, her mother. Nurse to Juliet. So we're going to talk about the role of the nurse in more depth because that's it speaks to their family dynamic. But I won't get into that right now. Tybalt, kinsman to the Capulets. Now, from my understanding, Tybalt is Juliet's cousin. So here, and this is from reading and from watching different adaptations. So now we can go back to Benvolio, and we could probably safely assume that a kinsman is like a cousin or something like that. that's going to be an interesting comparison to explore later. Woo, Petruchio. I'm gonna assume that that's how we say that. I don't think it's Petruchio. I'm pretty sure it's Petruchio. I'm looking right here if you're looking with me. So, Petruchio, Tybalt's companion, Capulet's cousin, and then Samson, Gregory, and Peter are serving men, and there will be other serving men if you have a cast that big. All right. Here, Aeschylus, the Prince of Verona. So he's probably the dude that's like, y'all gotta quit fighting, bro. So there's Aeschylus. I believe in the 1996 remake, he was just called Prince. But I'll have to relook. For some reason, that stuck in my head that way. Paris, the princess kinsman, and Juliet's suitor. So that's a relationship that I didn't previously know about. That Aeschylus and Paris were related. So that could tell us some more about what's going on in Verona. And of course, Verona is where we lay our scene. Verona is where all the stuff happens. We're like, no, Romeo, Juliet. That's where all that stuff happens. No, sorry, Romeo. That's where all that stuff happens. Okay, so I know, very funny, right? You never should you should never pass up an opportunity to be dramatic. Like if we want to do Hamlet, you want some Hamlet? If you don't like this one, that's cool. I got this one. You don't like this one? Got more portable skulls. You've got skulls on skulls. Got more portable skulls. Got skulls with lip balm in them. And I really like this one. My boss gave me this one. It's a puzzle. So, yeah. You should always have your skulls and your fake daggers and your roses on you in case you need to throw out some Shakespeare really quickly. So I'll put those back down. My boyfriend was looking at me weird because I have a shelf with a bunch of skulls and I just grabbed a bunch of skulls and said, I need these for my live cast today. But yes, so, and then of course, fake dagger. Okay, so back to looking at characters here. Mercutio, the Princess Kisman and Romeo's friend. Paris's page. So here I'm unfamiliar with page, so I'm going to go ahead and write that down separately. And let's see here. Mercutio, the Princess Kinsman and Romeo's friend. And Mercutio is probably one of my favorite characters. Friar Lawrence, Friar John, the apothecary, 3 or 4 citizens, 3 musicians, 3 watchmen. Chorus. The chorus is something that we'll need to discuss as well. So I'm going to make a note there. Attendants, maskers, torchbearers, a boy with a drum, gentlemen, gentlewomen, Tybalt's page, and serving men. So there's enough for everybody. Okay. So we will start here with, let's see here. We will start prologue. So enter the chorus. So chorus, let's get into that a little bit later. But the chorus is basically the people that tell us what's going on. So we'll get further into that later. So we'll start 2 houses, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. What's going on here, this is what we call now a spoiler. Why are they giving us a spoiler? And that's I'm one of those people that I actually don't mind spoilers. I kind of like to know what I'm getting into. So sometimes when I'm watching a movie, I'll kind of wiki it real quick and I'll see what's going to happen. And I think it's just because I don't like to have anxiety. So if it's going to have a really crazy ending, I kind of want to mentally prepare myself for that. But most people don't like spoilers. So what is this? Why do we have a spoiler? The most important, and arguably one of the most important parts about the play is the form, is the form of the way, you know, he says the words, uh, the I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. It happened so much. But basically I'm not sure if this is on iambic pentameter. Let's look that up real quick. I'll look it up. You guys are gonna see me do my old lady lookup thing. Because I wanted to say sonnet, but like my brain just went meh. Form of Romeo and Juliet text. This is why we have the Juju. Yes, sonnet. I don't know why. I don't know why my brain just went meh. Like trying to say sonnet, and then it just went. Anyways, if you're just joining us, thank you. Hello, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Love you guys. What's more important about than the story is the form. So again, we'll get into deeper explanations about that later. So they're trying to set us up for what's going on and telling us basically pay attention to how things happen. Spoiler alert. Let's go into the actual text here. So we're looking at two houses, both alike, two households, both alike in dignity, and we're talking about two families, two well-known, well-established families in Verona. Fair Verona, pretty city, where we lay our scene. Ancient grudge break to new mutiny. So we're talking about the Hatfields and or I don't know whether it's Hatfield or Hartfield. The Hatfields and the McCoys. They've been fighting for a really, really, really long time. They're not super nice to each other. And break to new mutiny. Basically, we've got some new stuff going on with this grudge, and that's not good. Civil blood makes civil hands unclean. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. We are talking about people fighting and killing and dueling, and it's just not good. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, basically their children. A pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Now, the concept of star-crossed is another thing that we'll get much further into in a later lesson. But star-crossed basically just means that destiny or fate seems to be sealed. Like it doesn't matter how nice they are, how good they are, how much they love each other. Stuff's still going to go down the way it's going to go down. And there's also, other examples of star-crossed lovers. There's, West Side Story, Romeo and Juliet. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's cute. So the concept of star-crossed lovers, you'll actually see that a lot, even in something like Cloud Atlas. We've got, Somni, and the guy, I can't remember his name, but he's really precious. It doesn't matter how much they love each other, their fate is still sealed, and they're not going to be together forever. So if you are watching any kind of movies, just keep that in mind, especially if you like love stories. I'm kind of like okay about love stories. Like I don't want to watch them, but sometimes I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And then by the end of it, I've got my tissues. I'm like, oh no. So just keep that in your mind as you're watching different movies or watching different TV shows. See if you can spot someone who is star-crossed. And if you take me up on that, I might send you something. Maybe. Whose misadventured, piteous overthrows. Now, this phrase, misadventured seems, like something that's really off track. Piteous, sad. Overthrows, I'll have to look a little bit further into that. Because, again, we're dealing with 3 or 4 different, versions of Romeo and Juliet that have come together. And we've also got to look at what's going on this time. Doth with their death bury their parents' strife. Basically, that was the thing. That was the thing that broke everybody, and we're like, okay, maybe we should stop dueling. Maybe we should stop being mad at each other because our kids are gone now. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove. So basically, nothing stopped their fighting except this. And this particular passage here, I'll highlight it here. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hour traffic of our stage. So this is all of this beforehand. Here is context. Here's what's been going on. This is what's leading up to the story that we're going to tell you in 2 hours, give or take, that we're going to tell you in this particular story. So almost like a cut scene, or if basically this part that we've got highlighted right now is basically like almost like a flashback in a movie. We're telling you what's going on up to this point. And then the movie itself is this right here. I'm trying to highlight with one hand and gesture with the other, and it's not working, so I'm going to switch hands. All right. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil strive to mend. So basically, chill out, relax, listen to the story, and we'll help you fill in all the gaps. So if you weren't listening to the prologue, to the chorus, just sit back, relax, watch what's going to happen between Romeo and Juliet, and we're gonna help you out along the way. So there is our prologue. Let's see how we are on time. All right. So I actually think that's what we're going to call it for today. We're going to go through scene 1 for our next Throwback Thursday, or possibly Monologue Monday. I don't know. Everything's a blur. But the next discussion that we have about Romeo and Juliet will be about scene 1. And I'll also go back and look up some of these questions I had about the prologue, and about the characters themselves. I think we answered the kinsman question, but there were also a couple other questions, like what's a serving man? I'm assuming that's like a servant, but I want to make sure. Maybe that's just a guy that serves you pizza. I don't know, but we want to. Anytime you encounter anything in a text you don't know, I like to have a little notebook, write it down. Look it up. We're in the age of information at our fingertips, so really easy ways to find the things that are not current. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to stop it for today. I had fun reading Romeo and Juliet with you guys. If you have any questions, any comments, if you think I should do my hair a different way, if you want to see different glasses, if you want me to just switch them throughout, just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll be happy to oblige. But yeah, that's it for today. Have lots of fun. Thank you again. Go ahead and take Romeo and Juliet off. Again, check out academic support. I'm going to put the banner up because I was really proud of the banner. Make sure to get some academic support if you need it. I know distance learning has been really hard. I know a lot of people out there are trying to balance that with work and, a bunch of siblings trying to use, the same technology and things like that. So if you have any issues at all, please feel free to reach out to us. We have tutors available. We can pair you up with a tutor and get you and help get you straightened out. Via Zoom or whatever it is, whatever platform you need. And then also feel free to check out JNSA Drama. I'm going to include the link for the Folger Shakespeare Library in that group today. And then if you want to keep up with what's going on as we are in our uncertain, we don't know what's going on times. We've got some plans in place. So if you want to know what's going on with us, please also check out our website. We've got some new exciting material that we're working on right now for you guys. I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret. All right. But anyways, you guys have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.